hope you're having a great day. So that is a big hive of bees. The other day they were swarming. They were up in the trees and they were going insane. And I was like, what is going on? Like, these bees are going crazy. So it's been a while. Sorry about that. I did have a couple comments that said they missed me, and then I had a couple comments say they wanted to see a walk around. I don't have my dogs today, but I thought I would just update you on everything going on as I walk around the farm. I've already been out here about 4 hours. I need to make some bouquets and I need to weed, and I still have quite a few trays to get in the ground. But yeah, it looks a lot different on the walks now. Like, everything, the marrow honeysuckle has like bloomed out. It's really pretty. It doesn't have a good vase life now, so I use that until it blooms. And then I have to wait until all those blooms drop off, and then I can use it again. But here's the little mowed path so that we can take our dogs on walks around the dog park. Nate's actually been walking them in the mornings in town because it's just been really hectic for me, and I walk them all winter and then he walks them in the summer, and that way I have time to plant my field and do all the things. So, oh my gosh, I feel like so many things have happened. I definitely haven't given you an update on everything I've been doing. I'm sorry about that, but I'm gonna try. I think it was 11 days ago, so it hasn't been that long since I planted a video. Planted a video. So it hasn't been that long since I made a video. I'll give you some scenery looks here. They did come and clean up around the oak trees. They had a little machine. Oh wow, they cleaned up around this tree. They brought some machine in and just mowed everything down. They kind of threw stuff everywhere, but wow. It's amazing how much better it looks. These are all in here. Wow, that looks a lot different now. We made a path around the pond. That's exciting. They got those trees out of there. There were all those... Remember when I cut all the trees down and I said there was a whole grouping of trees? It looks like they did get all of them, so that's awesome. They didn't get the rest of that hill, but maybe they're going to get it with their machine later. It's just crazy looking. I haven't been up here to see all of that. They really can get in there and clear a bunch of stuff out though, which is just nice. Maybe I should lay some cardboard and plant some of my shade loving plants up there. Although it's really very sunny right now, but I bet in the afternoon it gets shade because all the other trees up behind it would be blocking the sun. Very interesting. Okay, so back to it. They got that tree over there that I had talked about. It looks like they got a lot of the stuff down. They must not be able to get the bigger trees, but that are right by the pond. Okay, so I'd sold out of tulips and I was like, oh my gosh, I'm out of flowers again. I'm gonna have to order more tulip bulbs. So I did order 4,500 for next year. I'm hoping that is enough finally. But I got those ordered, and then Allium started popping, and I was able to do Mother's Day bouquets. So I put my website back in stock, and I had to immediately the next day say I was all out of stock of flowers again. So I definitely need more flowers for the very early springtime. So the tulips I hope will help. I'm hoping maybe I can get more allium this year, and maybe some like irises, Dutch iris. I planted a bunch of irises up in the field. They'll probably take a few years to come in. I thought I did some black ones, but I haven't seen them even pop up yet, which is kind of crazy. Oh, my little proven winners plants are over there. I'll walk over there and show you them in a minute. I think all of them looked pretty good the other day, except for the red twig dogwood had spots all over it. See just how fast everything grows. In 2 weeks, I had weed eated all of that. So, yeah, it's not, there's a few bad leaves on it. I don't know. It's getting kind of spotty. Maybe it needs more to drink. I'll bring another bucket down here. But these look really good. They're like dark green and looking pretty. Those are the proudberry coralberry. And then the holly's looking pretty good. They might want to drink too, it looks like. So they're growing. That's exciting. I've been seeing these little flowers everywhere. I need to figure out what they are. They're crazy looking. They're really neat though. It says it's yellow salsify. Wonder if it's a good cut flower. It says it's native to Asia, so I'm not sure how it got here. And I haven't seen it before, but I am seeing it along the roads and stuff now. So maybe, I don't know if they're planting it or what's going on. But anyway, I had sold out of my tulips, and then the alliums started popping, and I do still have alliums. So I sold out for a while, and then the alliums kept going, and then I had enough, and I've been fulfilling florist orders. I've been fulfilling all my bouquet subscriptions. I've been fulfilling any orders online that I have, and I do have 10 subscriptions every other Wednesday, and then on the week that I don't do those, I have 4 subscriptions that I do on Tuesday. So I'm filling about 14 subscriptions right now in each subscription. So that takes a lot of flowers. It takes a lot of greens. I have done some footage. I haven't gotten out my camera a lot because I know I'm gonna get home and take a shower and go to bed and get up again. I've been getting up at 5 a.m. I've been trying to get to bed about 9. The farmer's market started. I didn't do my normal farmer's market video because I'm doing more wrap bouquets this year, so maybe I'll just do a video on my wrap bouquets. I did do a few of the vase bouquets, but they all looked very similar because they were all allium. So, and in the last couple of days, my peonies started popping. So I've cut about 100 peonies, and I'm getting ready where I can sell those. But I've also been trying to get all of my fields planted. I think in one of my last videos, I had finished up this field over here, and I had gotten something in each one of the holes. So it needs weeded, but it looks like my cosmos are starting to pop up right here. This is a baby cosmos. They're popping up. They're fighting with the weeds. They're contenders. I put my Dusty Miller. I think I took a little bit of a video on that. And I've just put different things in here. I did get my gladiolas in the ground, and they are already coming up. So they started popping up pretty much right after I put them in the ground. I filled all of this entire area here with amaranth and snow on the mountain. And then I ran some drip lines because there wasn't any drip lines over here. So this whole field, there's something in every hole except for the very top up here. I have a little section where I can plant something. And then over here, I've almost gotten most of this one planted. I did have really bad luck. My status, I don't know what happened to it, but I went down there to plant some more and it was all gone. So I am still needing to plant. I planted a little bit. I planted a succession of my snow on the mountain. I planted some more status. I got all of my frosted explosion grass in, And I planted a row of zinnias in that second row. I have all of my snapdragons coming up in my third row. I've been cutting on those Bachelor Buttons. They're going crazy. And then this row to about right, I put some eucalyptus right here. I also put eucalyptus over there. But from about right here up, I have room to put something. What I'm gonna put, I don't know yet, because I have almost gotten all of my annuals out of the cold frame. I have only my successions left, and so that might be overflow because I have snapdragons, but they might fill this row. And then I have celosia, and it might fill up to the Bachelor Buttons, so any overflow can go run into that row. This row needs tilled for my next successions of sunflowers, and I've been working on this row. I put a lot of my eucalyptus and different stuff. I didn't have any of my blue ageratum this year, so I thought, well, where it was last year, I'm going to see, and it looks like that is ageratum right there. So I think it's just going to reseed it itself, and some of these holes are going to grow it. I need to go along and weed and leave them be. I do have the colored ageratum that I planted right here. I just weeded that. My eucalyptus is looking very sad. There's my sunball cresspedia, eucalyptus. I just planted that like 2 days ago. I don't know if it's getting burnt. Maybe it'll come out of it. I don't know. And then my little sunflowers are starting to come up over here. The stalk, some of it died out. Some of it's doing good. And then I think I went through and I weeded all of my lisianthus, and it was so sad. So I don't know what has happened, but I am missing a lot of lisianthus. I did call to see if I could get some plugs. As I was down weeding, I'm thinking that some moles came in and just pushed up the soil and exposed the roots, and they died. Because look in here. See how this is all just like pushed up, and it's like that, and it looks almost like there's little runs. Like if you look here, it looks almost like a run. And see, this is what's happening when that run happens. It pushes them up and out of the dirt. So I have a little animal that is destroying my lisianthus, which is sad because I'm not a very good person like to take care of animals. I'm not a very good person to take care of animals. I'm always like, let nature do its thing. But letting nature do its thing this time has cost me, because I have lost a lot of lisianthus. I'm gonna guess over 50% of my lisianthus is gone. And you can kind of see how there's just like, it looks like it just pushed up the dirt. And they've been back, because yesterday when I weeded, I pushed it all back down and made it tight and saved as many plants as I could. And I got all the weeds out of it, but it looks like something is under there again and has pushed it back up. So I might even lose more, I don't know. I did call to see if anyone even had any plugs at my supplier for bulbs. So I'm gonna see if they get back to me. I'm guessing it's too late in the season. So that's a bummer, because that is one of my favorites. And the crazy thing is it's only in the lisianthus row that it seems to be happening. The snapdragons seem fine. Everything I planted the other day seems fine, and everything that way seems fine. So I hope they don't move. Maybe if they just stay in that row, maybe I can plant more somewhere else. I don't know. But all of my peonies have been doing good. I was not supposed to cut on them this year. So I planted them 3 winters ago, which means this is only the second summer they came up, and you're not supposed to cut them until the 3rd. But I've just been cutting them real short. Like I'll cut it here and I leave all of the leaves on. And I don't know how that would hurt it though, because like if you leave all that green, it would just be soaking up the sun, sending energy down into the root system, and they don't have to send energy into making the flower. So it's kind of like deadheading it in a way. So I have been cutting them just short. I haven't been cutting them in long stems, but that's been working really well for me. You can kind of see the pink salvia out over the field. The lavender's just starting to wake up. We'll see how it does this year. And I need to get to weeding. So that is one of my tasks today after I get all my deliveries and everything done. But you can see here I have a lot of, the lavender is starting on all of that gray that you think is so dead. It just comes back to life. The pink salvia is going for it. The other salvia I've been cutting. And then all the alliums have been cut out of this row. And I've been snagging a few daisies as well. So that is what I've been doing. I've been waking up every day, and it has not rained here, and it's not gonna rain for like another, I don't even know, 8 days. So I made sure all my drip was working, and I've been running my drip every morning. My zinnias, I'll go over there. Okay, so we'll head over here to the other gardens. These are just some little things. So I had grown all that heuchera, and then it needs to be in like a kind of shady spot where it gets water all the time. So I thought, well, I'm here at this every day, which will make me more likely to spray it. So I added just a layer of cardboard, a little bit of mulch, and then I drilled into the actual dirt under the cardboard and stuck my little plants. We'll see if they grow. This is my second year of trying to do. So on the heuchera, there's these red whimsical little flowers that pop out of the middle, and that's why I keep trying to grow it. And it's supposed to be perennial, but then I read it was a short-lived perennial, so I didn't get a ranunculus this morning when I cut. My ranunculus patch is sad. I don't know what happened to it. The sweet peas are kind of going for it, so that's good. I cut one of these yesterday. I forgot. I missed this one. They're cute and sweet, but they're nothing like what I was imagining in my mind. So I haven't been selling those or advertising those. And then I just planted all of these. They're starting, maybe a few of them are starting to pop because I have been hand watering this every morning. And then my other zinnias are starting to come in. So I've done 2 successions now of the zinnias, but a few of them are popping up. And then my roses, I've been watering them every day. And then my other field is the same thing. There's a bunch of Dame's rocket that just grows wild in our fields. I know it's invasive, but oh my gosh. I mean, it's just there. I didn't plant it. I didn't plant any of it. It just grows because it's invasive and it's wild. So I'll go cut it out because it smells so good and it has an excellent vase life. And if you put it in the cooler and pull it out, it still has an excellent vase life. And I figure, well, all of that's going to go to seeds. So the more I cut, the less seeds there are. So maybe I'm helping with the invasive problem. Otherwise, you could spray it and kill it or something, but I don't use a lot of sprays, so we will see what happens. Hopefully it doesn't take over too bad. It is just like when we mow, it seems to stay out. It just comes in places where we don't mow. And then over here you can see it's kind of shaded right now. And it's also shaded by those 2 oak trees in the afternoon. So I'm starting to think that the other field was a great place for my zinnias, but like right now it's 9 in the morning, so they've already lost 4 hours of sunlight this morning, and so they'll get sunlight probably from 9 I'm guessing until about 4 they get sunlight, and then it starts getting shaded again. So, I mean, that's only 7 hours of sunlight, and some of these need like 12 to 16. So, I don't know if they're gonna do well over here or not, which I did all the colors, so I will be missing out. I might have to switch it up and plant my 3rd and 4th succession with my reds and oranges. I might have to put them in the other one, but we'll see if this field does good, because it does have sun on those end rows. And this row is doing good. All the zinnias have popped up. It looks very similar to that other side over there. This row is spotty, and then this row has like 3. And each row is a different type or a variety, so it's making me think maybe it's getting too much shade on that one area. So we'll just see. I mean, maybe they just are going to be slow to take off and then be glorious. You never know. So I've been trying to get these watered. I watered yesterday. I don't water them every day. Zinnias don't want to be drowned, so I did give them a really good soak yesterday. And I gave those a good soak. I've been doing that with the hose. And I've pulled everything out of my house except for 2 trays that I just started. I started another tray of, I think, snapdragons, and 1 more tray of celosia as a succession. And this is what I'm down to. Out of all the trays and the thousands and thousands of plants, like, this is what I'm down to. It feels so good. I have put thousands upon thousands of plants in the ground, either via seed or by plug. And some of these are just things I don't really care about that much. I was just trying them, so I'll go through them real quick. So my golden marguerite, I don't know. It just didn't do good. And honestly, I looked at it and I'm like, I don't even know. I think it's good for pollinators, but it's not really something I was growing for a cut flower, more for the bees and stuff, because I am out here cutting a lot of flowers all the time and selling them. So I want to make sure I have perennial plants that I'm not cutting on to keep them happy and to keep them finding stuff, which right now, the Marrow honeysuckle, they're all over it. I mean, they've been out here before I even started this, and they found plenty of stuff to forage, but I would like to tuck in some stuff here and there that, you know, all the pollinators can use. And then the liatris did not do well. The verbena did not do well. This is what's left of my heuchera. Like I said, I planted a bunch. I had 2 trays of it, so I've planted 1 tray and like 2 6-packs, which might have had 4 or 5 plants in it. But I planted some at my house. I planted some out here. I did it all kind of in the shade, but where it gets at least 6 hours of sun, because it does need some sun. And that place in front of the house gets sun probably until 2 o'clock. So I think that'll be a good spot. Baptisia, blue sea holly. I'm kind of glad the blue sea holly didn't grow, because I have a lot of it growing. I didn't realize, but I bet I have 15 or more plants, and they put off a lot of spikes. So I'm kind of glad that didn't start. I think that was a blessing. The Baptisia, I have it growing out there, and I planted seeds out there. I just wanted to see if I could start it in a tray. I have some larkspur. The liatris has not taken off. The phlox I just started, but it's not really taking off in here. The astilbe, there's a couple little baby plants. That is a succession of bells of Ireland, and then a succession of snapdragons, petunias, my leftover tomato plants, they're looking rough, and some eucalyptus. This is the sunball cresspedia. So look at this. So that stuff's been sitting in my basement under grow lights for like a month. And some of it grew and some of it didn't, and it wasn't looking good at all. And so I brought it out here and I put it in this cold frame area, and I planted it. These are all cells where I took a plant out. But I noticed when I was planting that it was germinating. So I was like, I think instead of dumping the rest of the tray, I'm going to see if it goes ahead and germinates in the cold frame. And it is. So that's crazy. It must have just needed to be hotter than, because my basement doesn't get above 7. Well, it was getting up to like 79 or 80, but in here it's been getting up to 90. So I'm guessing that needs very hot temperatures to germinate, because it's been germinating way better in here than it ever did for me starting it under grow lights. And then these are all celosia. That's a succession planting. Snapdragons, celosia. This is just kind of trays where I saw seeds germinating, so I just kind of threw them into this tray. I did dump the rest of them out into that bucket. Look at all those trays. So these are all, this is how many seeds I put in the ground, is every one of these trays. A lot, or not seeds, but plugs. That's how many plugs I put in the ground. And then, of course, I have my delphinium. That's still in here. I just had sprinkled it out after I did that refrigerator method. It really took off. And then this was extra gomphrena, and then I have foxglove in both of these. And I read that foxglove is really only a biennial, which means it doesn't flower the first year. So I did plant a bunch of it, so it's not going to even flower this year. And it's in my black landscape fabric. I hope I remembered it when I rip it up. But it won't flower this year, and then it supposedly comes back and flowers next year, and then it's supposed to reseed itself. Well, the problem with that is the landscape fabric isn't that great for like things that reseed, even though like the Bachelor Buttons and stuff like that have been doing great, and so does the ageratum. But I'm thinking I probably should put those somewhere just more natural, where we don't mow, and where maybe they can take off on their own. Because when I just pluck things around somewhere because I think it's gonna be a good spot, we mow it. I mow it. As I'm mowing over it, I'm like, oh, like this is where I put that, you know. But yeah, so I think that's awesome. And just have a few successions and a few perennials to get in the ground. And then it's on to just watering, cutting, and stuff like that. And the perennials I'm putting off because of why I just told you. I don't really know where to put them. Maybe I could put the foxglove up in front of that. I have way more than would fit in that area though. So those are just things I need to think about. And I have really, I mean, honestly, I've just been running. So one of the things is that as I'm getting busier, I'm getting orders. So I try to get out here really early, and I cut my flowers and I get everything watered. And I'm usually done with that. If I get out here at 5, I'm usually done by 8 getting everything cut. Which, I mean, next week it'll be 9, and then 10, and then 11, because things are growing, and there's going to be a lot more flowers coming, and it's going to take a lot longer to cut. So that's what I've been doing every morning. And then after I get all of that done, I would try to plant as much stuff as I possibly could, because I knew I had to make arrangements or make bouquets and get them out. So last week, for example, I made 10 arrangements and then on Tuesday, and then I had to go around and deliver those all over town on Wednesday. So then on Thursday, I went and I got everything cut. I had to cut all my greens. I had to cut everything for the farmer's market. And then on Friday, I put everything together for the farmer's market. And then on Saturday, I had the farmer's market. So it's just, every day is just so busy right now. And it's mainly because I have the task of still getting stuff in the ground, and I still need to weed. So I was like, well, I could pull out my camera and show them me weeding, which would not be fun, or pull out my camera and show you, which I've already showed you putting the plugs in the ground. You know, and that just gets really repetitive. And I thought I'd be able to show you making bouquets, but the truth is I was so busy and I was so behind. I just wanted to get it done. Like, I was like, I have to get these done. If I pull out my camera and I have to stop in all of these other things, I'm never gonna get it done. So I tried to take a few pictures of everything. So I'm gonna try to throw those into this video. But anyway, it's just gotten really busy on the flower farm, and I know last year I did a video every single day. I wasn't as busy selling things last year. I wasn't as busy delivering things last year. So I think last year it was a different story. I was busy and I made money and I did good. But this year, just all the deliveries and the making of the bouquets is limiting my time to be able to make videos and edit videos at night. So I'm really sorry about that. I'm going to try to get back to it. I'm going to try to like start making bouquets. I'm going to try to get some help out here, and hopefully I'll get back to the videos, back to you guys. So yes, the third year of flower farming has definitely picked up. Business has picked up, subscriptions has picked up. The farmers market this year, we went from having 10 vendors and we have 30 vendors at our farmers market starting on June 10th. I'm also the assistant farmer market manager, so I've been in meetings about it. I've been talking to people. I've been having to coordinate things with other groups. And then I also have been putting the maps together and telling people, you know, where to be at the farmers market and making sure that we have everything, like our permits and everything, ready to go for the farmers market. So that has all been happening in the scenes too. So yeah, it's just been busy, and I love that it's picking up, but I do have to dedicate myself more to the farm because that is my source of income. And I'm trying to make videos and update you as I go because I really enjoy the comments and the feedback and all of that as well that you guys have. So I'm going to try again to get some more footage out there. I'll try to do some bouquet making when I get a chance. I've been just throwing them all together in the kitchen too. I made that whole setup out here where I could video it, but the truth is, like with the sink and everything, like when I'm in a hurry, that's just where I put everything together, is right there next to the sink, because I can wash things and do stuff like that, and it just takes so much more time to run in and out. So when I have more time, I'm going to start making videos of bouquet making out where I can actually video it. There's no room in the kitchen to video it. It's all too close so you can't see anything. But yeah, I hope everybody's gardens are doing great. I hope you're having a fabulous spring, and I hope you're getting stuff done too. But anyway, I do have some bouquets I need to go get made, and then I need to take them into town and deliver them, so I better get to that. Okay, so I thought maybe I could just show you like little steps along the way. As you can see, it's like crowded in here. Like there's nowhere, if I set up my camera, there's just not, I don't think you can see much. Maybe, but then it'd be on the window, so it doesn't really work. But here, let me flip you around. So this is salvia. So I'm just starting to I just grabbed all my salvia that I cut this morning. I had counted it out. I kind of knew what I needed. So I just kind of make a little layer of it in my vase for greenery. And then of course, the shape of your greenery kind of makes the shape of your arrangement. So I obviously don't just want this like little, you know what I mean? But this is the salvia. So I just started with it, and now I can tuck things in and make it come out and bring it up a little bit higher with things like the cress, the marrow honeysuckle, the motherwort or nettle, and just kind of like fill it in and make it a little bit more out so that I can start tucking my flowers in. I also love to use a few of these really soft grasses. This is before they actually are gonna fall off. That'll happen really soon. They'll start to turn yellow, but they're really pretty at this stage. So I try to get some of those. So I will update you. I'm gonna do that real quick to all these, and then I'll flip you around and show you. Okay, so now I've added just a little bit of cress, and you can really see how the shape is starting to kind of come together just with the greens. And each one is just a little bit different. Like this one, I just kind of did a fan shape and nothing sticking out in front. This one, I also did kind of a fan shape. And then these, I just kind of whimsically put them out and around. Okay, and now I've just added a little bit of motherwort, and like sometimes what I'll do is I like this purple flower here, right? So I'll just pinch off some leaves. And that way now that is sticking, it's kind of peeking through. But I've added it, and then over here I added it, and I thought it'd be nice to have a big flower right there, so I added a little taller piece up there. So Just trying to use greens that I have around the farm, and now I might put a couple of whimsical pieces of my marrow honeysuckle, and then my greenery, my vases will be done using all stuff that is growing naturally around the farm, which is awesome. Some of it's invasive, so cutting it down is a good thing, and some of it is used by farmers, and a lot of it is just really pretty. Okay, so I added some of the marrow honeysuckle, and it just kind of gives it a flowy, like kind of a gardeny vibe, because it's just like those gardeny leaves that just kind of hang and dangle. So I'm thinking the greenery looks really good at this point, and now I can start adding some flowers to it. I have allium, I have peonies, I have dame's rocket, I have salvia, I have a whole bunch of stuff. So I'm gonna add some, and I will flip you around and show you when I'm done. Oh yeah, I forgot the grass heads. Oh my gosh, they make them so fun and whimsical. So look how soft this looks against all those leaves and the texture. And then this is a totally different grass. And I just tuck them in, and they just really soften up, and they really add to like that garden look. Because what garden doesn't have a little bit of grass around it? So, okay, I think I'm good with the greens, and now I'm gonna start plucking in my flowers. Okay, I got them done. So I'm gonna take a close-up. I took some pictures, so I'll put them on the screen of each one. And then I'll just kind of walk you through. So I made a wrap bouquet. I stuck it in water for now, but it's got allium, it's got iris, it's got peonies, it's got another peony. The salvia I already showed you. I put some pink salvia in, lupine, bachelor buttons, and then daisies with my greens, and then the back has some like daisies, some dame's rocket. And that's pretty much what all of them have. So then in the vase arrangements, I just have a different color of peony, the allium, the bachelor buttons. I have the iris, this is the Siberian iris. This is the bachelor buttons, some daisies. And then on this one, you can see they just look a little different with that dark red peony compared to the light pink peony. It's just kind of a lighter bouquet. It almost looks more wildflowery to me, but the same elements. And then of course I had a bigger one, and I just added more of the same stuff into it. So this one just has a couple more alliums, some more peonies, and more of all of the flowers. So, and I just got an order for another one. So I have one more to make. So I'm gonna hurry up and do that so that I can take all of these in, deliver them, have some lunch, and then I'm going to spend most of the day weeding and thinking about where to put all the perennials that I've gathered. So I think that's all the videoing I'm going to do today. I don't think you need to watch me crawl around and weed all the holes in all of my gardens. I hope everybody is having a wonderful season. I hope your flowers are coming along nicely and your gardens are coming along nicely. And I hope you have a great day.